Hello, everyone. My name is Zave Perry. I have been working on learning how to make a network, creating a server and some clients that can interact with each other. And if I would make a game, and that game is super simple. It's just so one person will say one word, the other person will say another word, and then based off of those two words, you want to try to meet in the middle. So like if someone mentioned a fruit, someone mentioned I don't know. It's kind of just depending on what the person says, but you're just trying to guess the same word and trying to do that in the quickest way possible. And so to show how this works, here is a demonstration. So I'm going to start the server, and you can do this on different computers. I made it so you can attach it to a certain port. Um, and I've tested it with my wife's computer, but she's just not available right now, so I'm just going to do it all on mine. But it is capable of working across computers. You just need to share the client code that I'll show later, and then make sure the server's running, and you can join to it just fine. So I'm going to start the server. It's going to say which port it's waiting on, and then waiting for that connection. And then down here, I'm going to make two clients. And up top, you can see that it's updating as people are joining. And I'm going to say that the first client is Zave. It says Zave is joining the game. Next one is going to be Brooke. That's my wife's name. And since Zave joined first, he is the host. This one just says, please wait for the host. This one says, you are the host. They'll say start. Once that happens, I'll just explain kind of the rules of the game and how you want to do it. So this one will be Apple. And up at the server right here, you'll see that Apple and it says how many's in there. And then we can say peach. So right off the bat, they're super close, both doing fruits. It'll tell you what the previous guesses were. So now let's say lemon, and then she'll also say lemon. And I made it test um case not non-case sensitive. So even if they're typed in different, you'll see that they win server, they'll both leave the game. I still need to make sure that the server closes. That's one issue I'm having, but for now, the game is working, which I'm happy with. And then I'll show you the code, which is right here. So, code, a lot of it I used from tutorials and things, so it's still a little bit hard for me to explain, at least the network side of things. But basically, once you run it, it'll come down here. Sorry, my dog's in the screen. So it's just gonna start the sockets for the clients or sorry, this is for the server socket. And then it's gonna make the address that's gonna be connected to. And then it's gonna bind it, which just makes it able to be connected to. This makes it a limit of two people joining. This will say where it's listening to and the address and port and everything. And then it's gonna go into the accept thread, start that, and it uses threading so it can run multiple things at the same time. This is where the accept happens, says waiting for connection. That's why it said waiting for connection multiple times each time a new person joined. And then it will call the handle client. Here it will choose the host. It will send messages to the client. So to send, you do send all, and then you encode that message. So if you're the host, you're going to get this thing. It's going to wait for you to send start. If you're not the host, it will send 0 saying you're not the host. And you'll be waiting for that. Once the start message has been sent, the game function will be called. This is where the overall game starts. It's just going to keep looping over and over. Checks to see if this is the first time. If it is, then the server will send a start message letting the clients know the rules because they only need to see that the first time. It's going to wait for both clients to send a word. So it's going to add it to a list, and then it'll print out those words just so you can see it on the server. And then once the list is even, which means that both clients have sent a word, it will continue, but until then, it'll just keep circling. It's going to send the previous guesses. It's going to compare the last and second to last words in the client words list. If it matches, it'll send solved to the clients. If not, it's going to send continue, and then it'll just repeat this process. And then here's the client code. So yeah, in here, it just tells you which one to connect to. If you were to connect from a different computer, local host obviously wouldn't work. You'd need to change the IP address there. But yeah, starts the client sockets. It's gonna have you send the username. If you're the host, it'll send this, if not that. And then this is the whole game structure. It just waits for whatever thing that the server will send to it. Depending on that, it will send the rules of the game. It will send if you won, or it will just tell you to enter your next word. Um, you'll send that word back, and then you'll wait to see what the words were that both people sent. And yeah, and then it will close the client and close the server over here. So that's my project, and I would love to hear any questions if you have any. Thanks so much. Have a good day.